Your highest debuting song of your career, the Billboard Hot 100. Crazy. Sports car has over 1 million TikTok creations. That's like a whole city.
Well, this is like
people.
a stats list.
Yeah, let me just. Her new mile record was 4 minutes and 30 seconds. No. And then you're embarking on your Miss Possessive tour, spanning South America, Europe, UK, and North America. And we're so lucky to have you in our studio today, Tate McRae.
Thanks for having me.
How was that?
That was great.
Pretty good.
Got it down.
Oh my gosh, how tired are you right now? You've been all over.
We're tired.
Yeah,
we're all tired.
The team is tired.
Yeah.
But this is the time to go because everything's out, and I mean, you got to jump on it. Everyone's so excited.
Yeah.
How has the response been? It's only been a day. It is album release day.
Yeah, it dropped last night, which is crazy.
Congrats.
It's like such an overstimulating thing because you're like, I don't want to look at my phone because if I scroll too far, you're bound to see something that's scary. But I've been like also wanting to see if the fans like it, so it's been fun.
Of course. I mean, talk about the grind back to back to back because it feels like it's been album in the past 3 years.
Yeah.
I mean, how is it like going from one after the other? Do you have a chance to process it at all, or are you still like feel like you're on the same wave as when you put that first album out?
Well, the first album, that feels like ages ago. I was 17 when I started writing that.
Wow.
And then I feel like I took a break from writing or from touring and wrote for a full year. So I felt like that was like a separate thing. But Think Later and this album have been really tight. Like album, tour, album. And it's just felt natural. I've just been writing a lot. I've been inspired. Yeah.
I love to hear it. What is motivating you the most right now, you think?
I think, well, I've been saying this, last year was the first time that I've ever danced on tour. So to feel that response and be like, oh, this is what I need to do on tour to, want to perform and want to feel good with my dancers on stage. And I think that inspired a lot of the writing for this album.
When you say dance, you definitely danced before, but you're talking about the high-scale choreography?
Like on tour, I never danced before.
What'd you do before? You were
I just
sitting?
sang. Like
you stood?
I just stood and walked around.
Interesting.
Which is so weird.
Especially coming from dancing, like that makes no sense. I feel like you'd be weird, like uncomfortable in your body, not moving around.
I was uncomfortable. I didn't know how to move my body. I was so like physical,
Stiff,
but I was just, I don't know.
It's a weird thing. It's got to be on stage and like being comfortable to like everyone's watching. You got to look like you're, smooth with every single thing.
Yeah.
Have you mastered the running and singing yet?
No.
Like Beyonce when she's sprinting down the stage?
So impressive.
The Fergie flip?
Miley, no, I'm an awful runner. So honestly, just getting on a treadmill, I can't do anything. So singing and running would be a bad idea for me.
Yeah. What had you like most hyped on this album? Was it a song, a collab, a moment in the creating process that you're like, oh, let's go. This is like, it's coming together.
I mean, yeah, I feel like the final stages, I wrote 2 songs in the final stages, and that was Blood on My Hands and Like I Do. And it kind of felt like it like tied the whole album together and was like the final little bow. And I wrote it in New York like 3 weeks ago. So it was really last minute, and it really was a satisfying feeling.
I love it.
Yeah.
You are hitting the point where it's like you have your corner of pop music, which is so cool to see. Like you are established, you're in it. I'm always just curious, and do you have like imposter syndrome at all?
Yeah.
Do you really?
The worst case of imposter syndrome.
No.
Even last night, like, I was just like,
I wonder if anyone's going to show up.
I hope people show up. Like,
No.
no one's going to want to come to a parking lot. Like, and so every time I come on stage and I have like this look on my face where I look really shocked, just because I actually genuinely am like, I can't believe people showed up. It's really crazy.
No way. I mean, I think everyone has some of it for sure. And no matter what you do, I'm sure there's accountants out there who are like, oh man, I don't know if I'm the best at doing it. I don't know if I'm going to pay their guys' taxes on time.
Yeah.
But even like hearing Rihanna say she had it, it's like, okay, if she has it, everyone's going to have some of that. So
yeah, for sure.
But it finally happened. It's so cool to have a song with Kid Laroi on your album. Tell me about making that song and how it went.
I mean, honestly, it started because I had another record that he loved, and I was like looking for a feature, and he was like, let me just cut a verse on it. And I've been a fan of him for so long. So I was like, sure, babe.
It's such a funny thing to be like, I'm just looking for someone to be on this song.
Someone,
I'm an artist. I can do it.
Oh, I can do this. Yeah, it was funny. So he tracked a verse on this, and then of course you like analyze everything. We were like, let's try and beat this. We wrote another song, and it was yeah, it was a fun process. It was cool to see him be creative in the studio.
Yeah,
Never
I
seen
know
him like that.
love. Is it a thing where you're just like the trust is there to be like, do what you're gonna do, and I'm sure it's great, or do you feel comfortable with like feedback?
I think with his verse, I was just like, you do your thing. I mean,
Yeah.
I've actually loved his music since I was like 16, so I was excited to hear his verse and hear what he was gonna do.
That's so wild.
Yeah.
Do you just like rap in front of him like his own songs? I feel like you know what I mean.
Yeah, you know what? For the first actually month of us dating, I would wake up singing his songs every
Whoa.
morning. Yeah, it was really weird.
It's a weird thing.
It was really like uncomfortable actually. I'd be like, I can't stop. I think it's something.
Then you have to because it's like, oh no,
Yeah.
it's a relationship.
Yeah.
It's so cool to see you come into your own. I mean, do you feel like you're in a new level of like having your own creative control and direction with these projects? Because early on, I feel like you have those people to soundboard on and kind of have that feedback that you trust.
Yeah.
But now being able to kind of go off your own instincts, do you feel that like more than ever?
I do feel like I'm getting more control in a creative sense in my shows, in my music, in my performances. I think I'm just starting to really narrow in on what I like and my taste of things, which I think sometimes when you're younger can be a little confusing and foggy and you change your mind every second.
Mm-hmm.
So it feels a lot more clear.
Yeah, so I can't wait to see more dancing on the tour. Congrats on that, by the way.
Thank you.
Be kicking off soon. But how much does the choreography play into the like creating process? Like, is the song you're working on the song first, or are you thinking like mid-song of how it's going to be performed?
Well, usually I'll hear the beat and the drums determine a lot because that's a weird drum. You're gonna do a weird move. Like you need to it needs to be like in the pocket of a dancer.
Yeah.
But when it comes to the songwriting and the lyrics, that's a different story. I think that's where you just got to tune into your emotions. You can't really think about how you're gonna dance to it.
Totally. It'd be kind of crazy. Like, I'm going to hit this note because
I'm gonna hit
gonna
this
do a
move
flip.
because this move is gonna look really good.
Yeah. People are, I mean, I'm sure you've seen online already people talking about how it's some of their favorite work from you already, which is amazing. I mean, you put singles out from the album, but just going through it all, they're like, wow, this is so great. Do you feel that way too? It's like one of your favorite bodies of work?
Yeah, I'm really proud of this album. I think it feels cohesive. I think it feels the most me coded, the most like my taste of music, my favorite sound. So I hope people like it.
Oh yeah. Sports Car was the first song out. I'm sure you've been asked a million times. Are you a car person in the sense that like you have a dream sports car?
I'm actually not. Ironically enough, I'm not a car person at all. I really know nothing about cars, but I do like Lamborghinis
There we go.
or like Ferraris.
Yeah.
I don't really know the difference.
I know Ferraris. BMWs, anybody? That ring a bell?
Like those, I feel like those are cool.
Name a few brands.
Yeah.
How about driving? You a road rage person?
I don't have road rage. I think I just same with me in life. I either go really fast or really slow.
Yeah.
I'm no like consistent driver.
Okay.
I'm never like a
That's
good
the most
pace.
dangerous ones.
Yeah. Yeah.
On the highway, just going 40. Hey,
Yeah.
that's what I felt like today. I don't have road rage. I have road reactions. If it's your fault, that's how I'm going to do it.
Exactly.
That's so funny. And then Revolving Door, I've been loving too, just from listening through the whole album today and getting everything. That feels like it's next on our to playlist. Is that your favorite song right now or on the project? I'm sure it's going to change like every so often. But what's your favorite song?
Well, Revolving Door felt very perfect with the music video that we had made with it. It's just, I think, one of my favorite music videos I've done, mostly because it's very simple. It's in this white room with 15 doors to represent all the tracks on the album. And it's this very, like, normal music video at the beginning, and then it moves into this, like, eerie land of just, like, being drained and exhausted and then, like, killing yourself for the art of dance and music. And I thought it was really fun to film that. So that's why Revolving Door is one of my favorites because of the video. But I think Purple Lace Bra is my favorite right now.
So good. And when you hit the road with the Miss Possessive tour, you're getting to a point where you have like a long set list where you're going to have to start like chopping it down. What's your thoughts going into it, and how are you going to whittle it to what you want it to be?
We're curating the set list right now.
Ooh.
And it is a difficult process because obviously you work with your MD who does all the musical direction of the show, and he has his opinions, and he still wants to keep some songs, and I'm like, I'm definitely not doing that song again. We just have different opinions. And then you all have to come together and be like, this is the best flow, because the flow is all that matters, really.
That's so interesting. So is it more like they know what will I don't know, keep the flow going, and that's what they kind of base it off of?
Well, yeah, because a song can feel different at different times in the show.
Ooh.
If it's at the right time in the show, it can feel like the biggest song in the world.
Wow.
But if it is at the wrong time and it's like a dip in the show, or it's been too high energy for too long, you can like, it just feels like you're
Burn
like,
them out?
Yeah.
That's
you can
so interesting.
Burn people's like eyes and ears out. So you have to be really, you have to.
Oh, Tate, please, we need a break.
Yeah,
That's so funny.
graphic.
She's had lasers for
Yeah.
17 minutes straight.
But yeah, you have to be very specific on the flow so people don't get bored or can feel things a certain way.
Yeah, you hate to have a song be like a bathroom song. You're like, all right,
Of course.
time to go.
Yeah.
Speaking of journeys, you're all over. You're going to New York soon for obviously the Tonight Show and SNL. How does preparing for that go? Because it feels like a tougher environment where it's like maybe tighter and there's like a live audience that's kind of all packed in.
Yeah.
It's your second time, so.
Yeah, I'll start rehearsing this week. We'll learn it this week.
Got you.
And yeah, it is a very tight stage, and you can hear a pin drop in that room. Like,
Oh, wow.
it's like the vocal is like, you can hear like the click of the microphone.
Whoa.
So it's really crazy. You have to be really on.
Yeah.
So, but the energy in that building is unlike anything I've ever experienced. It's like very magical. So you just have to be present and, to just take it on.
Well, you're killing it in music. That's all that matters.
Thank
That's
you.
what I'm looking forward to. This album's a gift. What's the best gift you think you've ever received? What's one of your favorites?
This is going to sound so like superficial.
No.
I don't know. I feel like most of the time it's like quality time. If people like,
So superficial. How dare
no,
you?
not that. I was about to say this Mew Mew person.
It's okay.
I got
I'll say I have like a jacket that I
this
love.
nice Mew Mew person.
Yeah.
And I really appreciated it. It was a really nice purse.
Those are popping right now. That's what I've been.
Yeah, it was like a vintage one, and
Oh, wow.
it was really cool.
All right, I gotta ask you another controversial question. Pets in bed. Do you agree with that?
I like a pet in the bed because I think I like them. I move a lot when I sleep, so I would maybe kick it off
Oh,
by accident.
you get a big
obviously not
dog.
on
It'll be all right.
purpose. But yeah, I like a pet in the bed. Do you?
No.
No.
I think it's like if I got into bed as a human with shoes. That's what it's equivalent to.
Crazy.
Think about it. Their paws. It's LA. They're like running around.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Not even on top of the covers?
No, no, I don't think so.
Really?
That's where like it's all about just the air, I guess. You know?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess it depends on the dog.
It
And then I have
does.
to wipe their feet every time.
Right.
If
I
I-
guess my family dog's like this big, so.
Okay, yeah, that you'd have to worry
He's like
about kicking off the bed.
Yeah, I know.
Or
He's in
cats.
like a nook of the bed. That's cute.
Speaking of journeys, you're all over. You're going to New York soon for obviously the Tonight Show and SNL. How does preparing for that go? Because it feels like a tougher environment where it's like maybe tighter and there's like a live audience that's kind of all packed in.
Yeah.
It's your second time, so.
Yeah, I'll start rehearsing this week. We'll learn it this week.
Got you.
And yeah, it is a very tight stage, and you can hear a pin drop in that room. Like,
Oh, wow.
it's like the vocal is like, you can hear like the click of the microphone. So
Whoa.
it's really crazy. You have to be really on.
Yeah.
So, but the energy in that building is unlike anything I've ever experienced. It's like very magical. So you just have to be present and, to just take it on.
Thank you so much, Tate. It's always good to see you.
You too.
Congrats on the album, the tour, and all the good things coming your way. It's always a blast catching up with you, and can't wait to see what else you predict for the future.
Thank you.
Nice.